Ahead of the upcoming elections, the economic freedom fighters are battling for the heart and soul of KwaZulu-Natal. This weekend, it launches its manifesto at the Moses Mabhida Stadium in Durban. The party is confident of its growth trajectory at the polls, especially in the province. The EFF increased its share of the vote in KwaZulu-Natal from over 70,000 in 2015 to just under 350,000 in 2019. Its manifesto will be based on its 7 cardinal pillars, including land expropriation without compensation, free quality education, and nationalizing mines, banks, and other strategic sectors of the economy.
The EFF has drawn the battle lines as it prepares for what is dubbed as a watershed election. The party will be hosting its manifesto launch on Saturday, which will give its ground forces marching orders on the work that needs to be done ahead of the polls. Since its inception, the party has grown, obtaining 6.35% in the 2014 January elections to 10.75% in 2019. Now the Ipsos survey predicts that the party will get over 18% at this year's polls. Apart from winning over 900 seats in the 2021 local government elections, the party has scooped 9 wards off other parties in various by-elections. It is also the official opposition in the Northwest Province, Limpopo and Mpumalanga.
We are only launching the manifesto now in February, but the report that was conducted in December already says EFF is at 18%. So effectively, we have not started the campaign. The campaign is only going to start after Saturday, after we've launched the manifesto, because then I can go to the electorate and say this is what the EFF is going to do. So can you imagine what's going to happen by the end of April, once we've now gone through the entire country, province to province, region to region, ward to ward, street to street, speaking to our people and telling them the commitments of the EFF. That number is going to go up.
KwaZulu-Natal, which has the second largest voter population, is a hotly contested province, with many hoping to control it after the elections. The EFF has made significant gains in the province. In 2014, its share of the vote in KZN was 1.97% and jumped up to close to 10% in 2019. The EFF says the newly formed MK party, which is supported by former President Jacob Zuma, is no threat to them.
The MK is not a threat. The MK is formed by former ANC leaders who are disgruntled, who are not happy. So they will take even more, because more ANC members currently, they're not happy with Ramaphosa. KZN remains the most strategic and important province because it's the second biggest in terms of voter base after Gauteng. And so Gauteng is the biggest feeder. I think it gives over 20% to the national. Yes. And then KZN, of course, and Eastern Cape. So KZN, because of the numbers they've been giving to the EFF, it's a fertile ground for the EFF. That's why we came here. And that's why all other parties are coming here, by the way.
The party believes it will surpass the DA and become the official opposition after the polls.
We are confident as the EFF that come now 2024 provincial and national government elections, the people of South Africa will vote for the EFF. So there's no need for us to talk to anyone, because we are running the race to win it, not to, be second or third. No. And all of them are scared. The ANC is scared because they will not get the majority. The DA is proudly said, the EFF is enemy number 1, because they knew that we were sitting on their necks. We are surpassing them now to be the official opposition.
The real test for the party will be to capture the hearts and minds of those in what is one of the jewels on the crown of these polls. Natasha Piri, SABC News in Durban.
EThekwini Municipality has assured those who attend the Manifesto launch of the economic freedom fighters this weekend that it's pulled out all the stops to ensure that it's an incident-free event. The country's third political party has taken its main manifesto to KwaZulu-Natal for the first time since its formation a decade ago.
The country's third biggest political party, ready to fill up another stadium less than a year after its 10th year anniversary celebrations were held at the FNB Stadium. The party says it will fill up the 65,000 capacity stadium with only its KwaZulu-Natal support base. The leadership says it's all systems go for the much anticipated launch, where party leader Julius Malema will outline his party's promises to the electorate ahead of the general elections.
Logistically, we are fine. We are ready. We met all the bus operators, and we met the taxi associations, and we had joint meetings with them, and we are very happy with the way they've guided us. They cooperated with us to say there's going to be peaceful movement of buses and taxis, because we made sure that everyone, this is a people's organization, everyone must participate.
Since its inception in 2013, the party has shown significant growth, with KwaZulu-Natal being its best performing province outside of Gauteng. The EFF obtained 350,000 votes in the last general elections after getting 70,000 votes in 2014. The party leadership says it's time they paid back the support received in KwaZulu-Natal.
You can't ignore those voters, because they are saying to you, this is your home. Leave the naysayers and those who are your opponents that were saying to you, you will never find traction in a coastal province. KwaZulu-Natal were here, and we want the EFF to come here. So there's no way, if you are a leadership that listens to your constituents, to your voters, you could ignore that.
Durban's Metro Police say safety plans are in place.
All stations around district of EThekwini, they will conduct roadblocks to ensure that there is no one who's carrying firearms or dangerous weapon to this event.
The gates will open at 9 a.m. with the formal program scheduled to start at midday. Boysie Zungu, SABC News, Durban.
We continue the conversation with Colonel Boysie Zungu, spokesperson for EThekwini Metro Police. A very good evening to you, and thank you so much for speaking to us.
Good evening to you and to your listeners.
As we just heard from the EFF, and in fact it's something that's been echoed by many political observers and political parties themselves, that KwaZulu-Natal seems to be fertile ground for political contestation. Does that give you any source of concern, given the political violence we've seen in the province of late?
No, we're not expecting any kind of violence in KZN. That is something of the past. We are just ready to host a peaceful event in Durban.
Colonel, without being cynical, when you say it's a thing of the past, are you talking about the recent past? Because we know that even the crime statistics reflect that there are a great deal incidents of political violence in KwaZulu-Natal. We had recently, and I'm not necessarily giving credence to this, radio personality Ngizwe Mchunu making threats to stop the EFF's Manifesto launched tomorrow, but he reportedly backtracked on that. So what I'm asking is, do you not take such threats seriously?
We take that serious. We are aware of that story. But our deployment will be all over to ensure that there is nothing that will disturb this event. We agree that we will deploy around the stadium for traffic management and visibility. We also agree that we will deploy on the freeway to ensure that there is no disturbance. We agree with all traffic enforcement and law enforcement agents that in all our stations within the district of EThekwini, there will be a roadblocks to ensure that there is no one move with a dangerous weapon to attend this event. The event, I can guarantee that event will be saved.
All right. I'd like to reflect on the recent report released by the Human Rights Commission on the 2021 July unrest uprising. It was a report that pointed to various issues as providing for a complex situation that led to the violence itself. But the issue of political motivation, manipulation was used. You've said the thing of political violence in KwaZulu-Natal is a thing of the past. Is that what your intelligence is telling you at the moment, given the fact that there was even criticism about the lack of intelligence work in the run-up to the uprisings in July?
There is a difference between the two. The first one you're referring to is quarters unplanned. This one is an event that we sit down and plan accordingly. That's why I can guarantee you that we as law enforcement agencies, we are ready, we are working together to ensure that all political events that will be coming to Durban will be policed in a higher standard to ensure that it's safety to all organizations that will be coming to do their political events in Durban.
This is also against the backdrop of a proliferation of firearms, many of which are unregistered and accounted for in KwaZulu-Natal. So we're talking right now about a short-term strategy, but as the police, are you able to share with us if these forms part of your concerns, forms part of your mid to long-term strategy on how to abate what we've seen, the political violence, the killing of councillors, just general criminality as well?
I think that is a subject of the next interview. For today, I would love us to focus on the event in hand.
So you are saying your strategy for tomorrow, for instance, is just focused on the one day. It's not part of a wider approach in terms of bringing an end to violence?
No, we agree that all the events, political events that will be coming in Durban, in the district of EThekwini, will be policed in this manner. We'll ensure that everywhere within the area of district of EThekwini is safe. In all our stations, in the area of patrols, there will be roadblocks. Our freeways are covered, and around the stadium is covered. Along the beach is also covered. Then after the event, we're going to have a debriefing to ensure that if there's loopholes and gaps, we're closing. So before we are approaching another event, there's a number of manifestos that will be launched in Durban. So all will be policed in the same system and same style, and we're going to improve if it's necessary.
Colonel Zungu, with due respect, do you not think that is contradictory to say all will be policed in the same manner, while you at the same time say with each and every event you will sit down and have a review? Because there's an assumption in that statement that your planning will go as planned, that there will be no incidents and nothing will slip through your well-planned fingers.
What I'm trying to say is that each and every event we conduct a planning. So after this event, we're going to have a debriefing in order to check if there were some challenges or problems to ensure that we don't divert. Definitely we have to improve if the plan is not working accordingly. But I'm sure that this one will work accordingly. But obviously, after events, we need to sit down and do some, I would say, evaluation on that debriefing, so we can be able to see if there is a need to improve somewhere, somehow.
Colonel Boysie Zungu, thank you very much for your time, just giving us an update ahead of the Economic Freedom Fighters political rally at Moses Mabhida Stadium tomorrow as it launches its manifesto for the 2024 elections. Well, let's leave it here for now. Back again with more news here on the Late Edition. Do stay with us.